Hello, everybody. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing well.
Hello.
So I can see 12 people here. So today, we will mainly discuss about the assessment one, how we can prepare based on the good example. Also, how you can submit your assignment in the Canvas. So I will show you and discuss mainly our assignment one. Also, if you have any question, you can utilize this chat. So please, ask any question. So at the end of this Zoom meeting, so we can also review your question. Also, if you have any question, you can just talk to me while I am progressing all the explanation. You can just ask a question directly. So, everybody ready to go? All right. So, let me start with sharing. So can you see the screen?
Yes, Professor.
Yes, that's great. Yeah, thank you for responding. So if this is your Canvas, so already we discuss about this Canvas, how to find your information. So this is the block one. Last meeting, we discussed about what's your material to read and then study, and then what's your assessment. So if you go to the after class, so you can find some useful information, what we discussed, right? Also, I uploaded a stakeholder engagement assessment one. So you can see some information from here. And if you missed some of the important key points from this Zoom meeting, also you can see from this video, this will mainly cover assessment detail and good example. So you will have good information. So when you start your assignment, you can go from your assignment. So this is your assignment 1, 2, 3. So you have to submit the 3 assignment subject. The first one is let's look at what's the requirement. So first assignment is the community engagement. So you need to look at briefly scenario. So you can download from this website. Also, you can download assessment report, and you have to first look at what we are expecting from this assignment. So let's look at your scenario. Already we covered briefly last meeting. So this is the Sydney Metropolitan Water Plan. So you can read carefully this scenario. This will give good information for your assignment. So assignment one, in fact, assignment one is more about direct portable reuse in Sydney. So you don't have a lot of information from this scenario. Just this scenario regarding your assignment one, you need to utilize the mainly for brief information of this scenario. So this information is different from your real data. So this data is not exactly same as real plant we covered in this scenario. Also, only assignment 1, you don't need much information from this scenario. So you need to say that you are employed by Sydney Water as a civil and environmental engineering consultancy. So your task is in your assessment report. So this is the assessment report, assignment task 1. So you need to submit in MS Word file. Also, you can utilize EndNote. The assessment 1 is 30%. So due date is 11:59, Monday, 29 March. So you have around 10 days to finalize your assignment 1, and make sure that the file name is your surname, first name, 42991 task 1 report. So we will go for exactly this format, and then you will follow the question. So you need to address cover page, originality statement, title page, and table of contents. And you can summarize your report. So this is 5 marks, 200 to 250 words. And then you can mention about background. So your background, you can briefly mention about what the situation, problem in Australia and Sydney. So already I provide you Sydney Metropolitan 2017 reading material. Also, I gave you a lecture note about how we have progress for water management for last 250 years. Also, literature review of direct potable reuse. So around the world, including Sydney. So what's the current status of direct potable reuse? So make sure to identify which place are currently doing it and which are considering doing it, and then challenge it they are facing and describe the process technology can be used. So in Sydney, yeah, in fact, we don't have any direct potable reuse. In most of them are indirect potable reuse. Also, in our lecture note, we gave you 2 examples. One is the Toowoomba in Queensland, and the other one is the Singapore New Water. So both of them are indirect potable use. So they produce the clean water from wastewater using advanced technology, reverse osmosis, and then the clean water sent to dam or some reservoir, and then make sure that they have a little bit of diluted with the natural water resources, and then goes to the water treatment plant. And this is the indirect potable reuse. But we are mainly focused on direct potable reuse in this assignment. So that's the background you have to create. And then situational analysis. Already we discussed about SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. So based on your proposed direct potable use in Sydney, what's the SWOT analysis? You can mention it. And then who are the stakeholders? So if you use the direct potable project, so target key stakeholders, what would be their role and how they will affect the project. So for example, Sydney Water and New South Wales government and consumers. Also, we have water utility company, also environmental protection agency. There are many different stakeholders, so you can address and then you can target what's the metrics required, rate their level. So most important stakeholders, how they will influence. So put the number level, let's put also our class sample example, identify most important stakeholders. So you can also address your stakeholder analysis and stakeholder engagement evaluation. So you can develop your stakeholder engagement strategy for direct portable use. Also describe engage activity, so surveys, information, paper, and describe your approach. So you can utilize the website or social media or email communication. So what kind of engagement you can target. So you can also address that. And then reflection and conclusion. So you can mention about all the summary of your own way of report and reference using EndNote. So we look at the very carefully overall report format and structure, sentence flow, clarity, English language, including also grammar. So you can follow this one. So after you finish most of them, so you can go to Canvas. So this is the what we discussed. You can prepare based on this instruction, and then you can submit. So when you submit, let me go to student view. So you can see the submit assignment. You can select your file from your assignment file, and then you just submit. So this will come to me, and then I will mark for next couple of weeks. So when you submit your assignment, also you can see the similarity there, and then look at your similarity. In general, yeah, we like to have less than 10%, but if it's more than 10%, yeah, you can rephrase. With the 10% maybe very general information, that's fine, but it has to be reference, and then you have to also make sure not too many sentences, not too many paragraphs with the same reference. You cannot utilize that. So based on your information, and you can submit your assignment. So if you have a problem for Canvas, last day you submit 29th of March. And if you have problem for Canvas, so please send the email to me, and then you can submit Canvas later on. So that's fine with me. So you can email me. I'm sure that everybody knows my email address, so that we can just make sure you submit your assignment on time. So let's have a little bit of your assignment good example. So before we start good assignment example, do you have any question?
Excuse me, Professor.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, my question is like regarding the background. So there is some information given in the scenario part, but what I have done is like I have used like different resources like the statistics and the latest data for the background part. So is it okay if I use different resources for the background part apart from the scenario information?
That's true. Yeah, better to utilize the latest references and information. Also, our scenario does not cover detail direct portable reuse. So you don't have to utilize our scenario. So you can utilize some case study for direct portable use in the US and then Europe and Africa. So that's possible. You can utilize the latest the information. Also, you can utilize the planning. So some of country also they are planning to use direct portable reuse.
Yeah.
So you can utilize the information. So no worry about scenario for this assignment one. So assignment one, the scenario doesn't cover direct portable reuse. This is a general, our historical water management, water issues, desalination, wastewater reuse. So you don't have to mention about our scenario in the assignment one.
Yes. So actually, like I totally forgot about the scenario part. So whatever information I took, even regarding the actual background, like the desalination plant and anything like that, I took it from the real data, like present. So that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Professor.
Yeah.
I want to ask one question regarding to the assignment. I have sent you a mail about the section 5. It's the stakeholder engagement and evolution strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a one point that develop and describe the stakeholder engagement strategy for adoption of direct portable reuse.
Yeah.
So for that, can I use that purpose, stakeholder identification, level of participation, development, develop engagement plan, feedback, and evaluation? Have I to explain all the things?
Yes, that's fine, because I tried to show you one example. Have you ever checked the good example for this one? So what
Yes, sir.
yes, what you mentioned is very much similar overall planning of your evaluation and the method. So this report also, you can see the problem identification, so community engagement in project framing and deliberation, so generation and deliberation of alternative problem, implementation, evaluation, and feedback. So this is the one of the example we provide for the example of the good case. So also what you mentioned about all the information is very much similar to this method. So I'm sure that you can utilize your own way of method.
Professor, but I found that information before you release that example. I have already sent you a mail and explained all the things in that, and then you send me that good example. So I have already find before you send me that good example.
Yes,
so it is
yes.
my own.
Sure, definitely. That's a good example. Is just for example. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, as long as the basic concept and then different method can be applied and they can be utilized. So your method, that's correct. You can use what you have explained to me in your email, so that that's the possible. Yeah.
Yeah, Professor. I have already explained before you release that good example.
Yeah, yeah.
You can check it, Professor.
Yeah,
and
sure,
I
sure.
have a source also.
Yeah, that's fine. You can use. Yeah, we don't have to be same strategy or method to community engagement. So because different reference, also different people have their own way of different strategy and method. So you don't have to worry about that. So you can utilize your suggested method.
So can I use that all the things for this stakeholder engagement?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, Professor. And there is a one, describe your approach to monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of your engagement strategy. So in that point, I have to explain only one approach that I will going to use.
One approach, or yeah, that's also good to have one approach. But if you have also some more approach, you can discuss some of the why you select this approach, what's the pros and cons. So this will give a better discussion of your selection of approach. So also, your report, we expect to have also good discussion, not only explaining why your table and figure. So if you have why you select this approach, and then why it's better than others, that will be a much more professional report, I assume. So this will give good marks for your report.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Sean. I've got a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
So the good example that you're talking about, it's quite comprehensive and large compared to what we are going to do in our report. So you don't expect necessarily the same thing out of us, right? Because if you see it's 30 pages and we are supposed to do only 15, and I went through all of it and it has more details. So you don't really expect us the same thing from us, right?
Thank you for your question. So you're MIT, right? MIT or MIT?
Yeah, it's me. Yeah,
MIT. So yeah, that's the good question. As I mentioned in our let me show you where is this is in fact, in our assignment, we recommend, it's flexible, but we recommend around 10 to 15 pages, excluding reference or page number, also you can incorporate. And then if it's more than 10 to 15 pages, I recommend to use appendix. So a lot of tables, a lot of figures. So you don't have to show every your figures, which is not really important. So you can just refer to appendix 1, figure 1, appendix table 1, so that when you mention about in your main text or discussion, so you can address look at the appendix table 1, look at the appendix table, the figure 1. So you can refer to briefly, but in your report, so 10 to 15 pages, so you can have very important comprehensive tables and figures. So which means like a SWOT analysis, so strengths, weakness, and then this information is important. So you can show them tables or figures. So that's why this is very important. So you can put into your main report, main text here, but have some extra information, but you want to show, so you can use appendix. So in fact, even though I shared this good example, 30 pages, yeah, it's true. This is very comprehensive and then very detailed, because I want to let you see how people address each question. So that's the main key point. But you can make 10 page or 15 page, very summarized form, your own way of discussion, and then your perspective in your writing. Also, some of the table and figures, so you can use extra appendix after your references. So even when you prepare 30 pages, you can submit if you like. But I like to remove some of the not important information in the appendix, and then focus on very much important table figures in your main report, so that I can easily follow, and then you can address the much better flow of your report. So it's true, you can make a short version of your report, 10 to 15 pages. That's the recommendable. But you can utilize extra information using appendix. Also, you don't have to use if you can convince your report is the very good summary without very long report. So that's fine with me. So this is the example, 30 pages. I want to give you the a little bit more comprehensive information. That's why I selected this example, but it doesn't have to be 30 pages for your report. I recommend 10 to 15. That will be much better for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Mit. Any other questions? Otherwise, I will to share with our example. Just briefly, I want to cover. So can you see the slide? What?
Yeah, yep, the Word document, yeah.
Yes, Word document. This is a stakeholder, good example. So, in fact, I just want to let you follow this assessment format. So that's exactly what I want to show you for this example. So first page looks a little bit attractive for Sydney water, and then you have a assignment cover sheet. So you can mention about your information, subject information, and then you can sign your certification, and then go for the content. So this will give very clear flow. So I can capturing from your report, okay, whether you follow this structure, background, situation, stakeholder, engagement, conclusion. So that's exactly I want to see from example, background, Australia water, and direct portable use, and situation analysis, stakeholder engagement strategy. So exactly same heading, this report followed, so that I can see the very clear flow. Also reference and executive summary 200 to 250 words. So I will just read quickly and find out, okay, what's the key important point, what's the main problem, what's the main finding from this report. So I will see whether it's well summarized, English is all right, and whether flowing is well. So I will see the very good reading of this summary, and then go for the background. So you need to explain Australia water situation. So this is the good example. You would expound more of the current situation, what's going on 2016, and what's happening for 2020, and then also you can utilize end note. So it's very well linked, every reference you can easily follow. And based on this background, you can see all the different information, what the efficiency, and then our main report, key point, water reuse and recycling. So this is not good information. Maybe you can utilize the tables or figures, what's the current water reuse and recycling in Australia, and then you can go for direct potable use, which is the main key item for this assignment. So what's the current direct potable use? So where is the country and how they utilize the direct potable use, and then how they are managing, what kind of technology. But yeah, it showed one nice figure, but reference was not connected. So also you have to check carefully. All the information is well connected. Also some of the information, yeah, can be utilized such a way. And then after that, the technology and international example, you can address in your table and figures. And then their portable news in Australia, what's the current status, and then future perspective. So that's the background. And situation analysis. So we already studied what's the
question about situational analysis. Was meant to ask it earlier, but my volume wasn't working.
hello. Yeah, can you?
Hi, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, can you talk a little bit up?
Is this better?
Yes, that's better.
Okay, perfect. For the situational analysis, when I look at the questions, it says to do a SWOT analysis and explain each point. But in this report, they just explain things in general, like they have cost, they have the perception, and then the need for DPR in Sydney. But they don't actually go in details of all the other points that they've mentioned in the table. Is it okay to do it that way as well? Just do like an overarching explanation?
In fact, that's the reason why this report is good example. I didn't say perfect example. That's a very correct question, because discussion is the most important. So you can address your SWOT analysis based on the portable views, direct portable views in Sydney. So even though this report shows all the detail in the table, but it didn't show clearly each item for detailed explanation. So you are correct. So you can provide water saving, how this will save the water. In fact, I am expecting to have a detail like strength is supposed to address in the item here. So mention about what kind of water saving, how much you are expecting to save, how this will give a benefit. So it's true. Yeah, you can address detail for each item of your SWOT analysis, and then this will give much more better marks for your assignment 1. So better you have a much more better explanation of each item. So how much water saving rather than only saving. Yes, that's true. We will save, but we don't have very specific information for this one. So if we can provide, yes, that will be a fantastic report.
Okay, perfect, because that was my question. And also, I only have about 4 under each heading because I'm explaining them in details. Is that okay, or do I need to do more?
I think that I could say okay. Of course, the every report will not be perfect, but as long as you have a key important information, that's fine. So 4 section will be okay. But if you want to have a more explanation, that's true. It's a extra marks you may get if you have a more section, more detailed discussion, more information provided will be a very much extra marks you will get. So I could say the key point is the first priority. You can prioritize what's the most important information in the section. And then if you have more time, yes, you can go a little bit less priority information. You can discuss, you can arrange. But that's the reason why I want you to effectively utilize the appendix. The main report, 10 to 15 pages, you just focus on very summarized and important information only. But if you want to have an extra, it's less important information, can go to the appendix. So you can effectively utilize the extra appendix so that you will have better marks you can generate. Also, very professional report you can address in your report. Is it okay, Tanya?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, that's the situation analysis, and then I like this table. So it's very well organized, but yeah, didn't mention about very specific how much water saving, how technologically this is viable, what kind of technology you can provide, and then how this will give better technology. So it did not give. So if you have each detail item, that will be a much more attractive report. Also,
Excuse me, Professor.
Yeah.
So here you mentioned about like how much waters we about the saving part, yeah. So is it
Yeah.
like we have to assume that how much water it will save or something, or do we need a source for the water?
Okay.
Like,
In fact, there is some information from case study of Africa or US. Already they predict when you utilize the direct potable reuse, so you can save how much water, how much related to your water resource can be utilized. So you can use that information, or if you like, yeah, you can definitely you can simulate your own way of thinking. So you have how much drinking water you use, how much wastewater you produce, and then how much wastewater reuse plant will recover water, because you discharge wastewater. It doesn't mean you will recover 100% of the recovery because of technology issue. So you can recover around 70%, 80% for your wastewater. So from your wastewater, how this much water will be saved. So considering this kind of water life cycle, and then you can predict how much water can be saved from your water resource. So that's the, yeah, you have option whether you can refer to publish the papers or publish the information, or you can calculate by yourself how you can possibly save when you use recycled water for direct potable use.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So next item is the stakeholder analysis. So this example shows the two tables, but discussion is only 2 paragraphs, only six lines, so which means 100 words. So you have a lot of good information in the tables, two tables. In fact, one was a figure, but the only discussion is very limited. So I recommend if you have a more discussion together in your table and figures, so that will be a much more attractive professional document. Also, key stakeholders, I'm sure that you can also add some more for this direct potable use, city water resource, residential consumers, social media, local media, university academics. So you can also think about additional stakeholder, maybe water utility or EPA or some of the stakeholder you can think about in the program. And then how you can engage, how you can evaluate strategy. Already we discussed with the one student, and what's the engagement for method and approach, how we can planning for the engagement. So you can utilize your own way of reference, or you can also utilize the in our reading material I provide in the reading material PDF file engagement resource. So you can select your preferred engagement strategy, and then you can also select your method, what's the best way to engage your stakeholder, the important stakeholder, less important stakeholder, how you can expect their outcome. So this is your method you can generate, and this is the another table. Also evaluation, how to evaluate your information. The information education, defining vision, considering options, sharing plans, seeking input, providing feedback. So you can also keep getting more feedback and then keep improving your engagement report, and then you will have a better evaluation for direct portable use. So this is the evaluation method for community engagement. And then you can conclude for your report. So you can make a good flow, and then conclusion can be summarized what you want to conclude for your report. So you can see the key to successful information of direct portable is need for water, community acceptance, economic sustainability. So based on this kind of key points, so how you can implement this kind of direct portable use. So in the future, how we can address the important information to Sydney Water or some other water company, which can deliver this direct portable use based on your report. So that's all about the report. And then last one is the reference. So some people, they utilize maybe 5 references, which are very much old one. But some people, they utilize more than 20 or 30. Also very latest information, 2017, 2020, 2021. So I recommend, you can utilize the latest information, 2020, 2019, 2018, like last 5 years, last 3 years. And then 20 references for this 10 to 15 pages would be very ideal. But of course, you can utilize more or less depending on how many references you use. So this is all about our assignment 1. So this is basically what we expect from you. So already we have a basic information from this example, reading material and video. So what I want from you, your opinion, how you can plan better, how you can find a better approach, community engagement, what's the perspective of direct portable use in Sydney. So I want to see your perspective and then future opinion for Sydney direct portable use. So that's the more important, rather than just copy the same concept or same information. So I want to know about your better discussion and better perspective. So any other question for this assignment 1?
I have a question.
Yeah, Tanya?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. In regards to the stakeholder engagement and, the table of stakeholders that this person has put in the report, can we use other sources where they already have tables established, but then we can put our own opinion? So maybe I'm not going to be making my own table, but I'm going to be linking a source and picking the stakeholders I think are the most important, and then discuss from the source rather than having my own table there.
That's fine. That's also more innovative way of your report. So you can also create some more structure, schematic based your own stakeholder table or figures. You can show interaction, who has to be interact, what's the priority. So you can show in your figures, and then this may give you better approach how you can attract your stakeholder, not only table, but Also, you can show in figure using your reference as well as this example. So it will be a more improved and then comprehensive information you can provide.
Yep, because I was thinking of providing something like a hierarchy
Yep.
of how they connect. So that's what I had in mind.
That's exactly what I want, because this example is the very much explanation way of the report.
Yeah.
So now it's time to make an effective report. So you know the information, how you can make your own way of let them interact, let them hierarchically you can engage, how luckily you can show. So that's the very important. You have your own way of thinking to address the stakeholder engagement. That's the good point.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. How about other questions? I have some question. Is background specifically about the progress of DPL? So, okay, Tanya question in the chat. The background, yes, it can be progress of DPL. It will be great if you have a historical of progress for this DPL. That will be great. Otherwise, you can just show what we are now for the DPI system in the world, because not many countries, not many opportunity for DPI is implemented so far. So far, only few, like Africa, even US, even though they mention about DPI, but the real implementation is really fully adopted. So basically, they are documentation, they have experience, but they don't have a full scale of DPI system, because it's the scenario of the very severe drought situation. So, for example, like the Texas or California, if they have a millennium drought and then they have no water resource, and the DPR will be the most sustainable. So this is like contingency planning for the DPL in the US, but they don't really have a DPL on the operation, the system at the moment, just for the planning stage. But Africa, like Zimbabwe and some of the Africa country, because they don't have water. So basically, they don't have any water resource. So only wastewater DPI system is the option they can select. So in Africa, yes, it has been operated since 1970 or much longer than that. So we have a very poor water treatment system, poor practice of the Africa DPI system. So based on that, yeah, we can also learn, and then how we can make a progress of the background in this DPI system. That would be great. And then next question is it about situation of water supply management in general? Okay.
Oh, sorry, that was all one question. So I was
Alright.
asking if you wanted us to focus on DPR or just an overall picture of, you know, water management here in Australia. But I think you've answered my question.
Yes, yes, that's true. Okay. So any other questions? Okay, otherwise, let me emphasize one more important point. The assessment due is the 29th of March. So you have 10 days. As you can see the video. Let me I show you. Where is my website? Yeah. So in the module, I recorded a good example assessment. So you can see what I have prepared. So I will upload this consultation meeting maybe today evening or maybe Monday. So if you don't want to wait for today's Zoom meeting, so you can go to this example video. So I already have some information in this video, so you will get how you can prepare your assignment 1. And if you have any question, yes, please, you can email me and you can send it to me. Also, one of very important information is we need to do early feedback survey. I'm sure that you have received the email regarding this early feedback survey. So we have 3 questions. I know what's expected of me in this subject, as stated in the subject outline. And second question is, I'm making the most of my opportunity to learn in this subject. Overall, I'm satisfied with the quality. So already you know what to do, and then you are very well engaged. So if you have time, just go to the student survey. So this is the website, login. So this is my login. So this is our subject. So far, yeah, 4 people. So we have 4 people completed. So I expected you can finish more, because we need more people to engage, and then we can improve further. So if you can complete these 3 questions, you know what to do, and then how you are satisfying this one. So we are keep monitoring how many people are completing this survey. So please let me know what you have progressed for your 991. Also, we will organize the block 2 consultation Zoom meeting 1st of April. So after your submission of assignment 1, so Dr. Sharpuncha, so he will talk about the wastewater reuse plant design. So he will provide all the reading materials, videos. Also, he will organize the meeting together with me on 1st of April, 12 o'clock. So hopefully everybody available on 1st of April, 12 o'clock. So please check your timing. And then I wish you all the best for your assignment 1. So feel free to contact me. I'm happy to discuss with you further. Okay, so thank you everybody, and then have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.